What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Physiques by Andell. So this is my complete back circuit for the day. I did about 5 different circuits. The first thing I'm doing is a modified T-bar row, in which I have my left arm slightly above my right. And it works the back a little bit differently just based off the angle of my hands. And then as you see, I switch. Now my right hand is above my left. So because my hands are so close to my chest, or so close together, I feel it's more in the mid-back. So I started off, after I warmed up, I had two 25-pound plates and a 35-pounder. I did about 10 overhand with the right, 10 overhand with the left. After that, I went right into underhand rows with the dumbbell. I didn't go too heavy because it was a superset. As soon as I finished that, I went right into the underhand rows. I believe I had 40 pounders, and I did about 15 total. And I did that slight break because, as I mentioned, it was a superset, so there was not much of a break in between. I wanted to really kind of burn the back out. After that, I did alternating rows with the T-bar, and I used one arm at a time. It feels a little bit different as opposed to using a dumbbell or using a traditional machine, right? So anytime you can alter a movement slightly, that's always going to be good because it adds variety to your workout. And a lot of times that's going to equal better results because when you keep doing the same thing over and over, your body does kind of stagnate and gets used to it. So any little thing you can do to kind of switch it up. And in this case, I haven't really done the rows like this in a while, so this was a great way to switch it up. And I was going back and forth because, as I mentioned, there was a little bit of break in between, not much. And instead of just taking a complete break, I would just switch to the left side or switch to the right side after I did about 5 reps. And that's what I was doing right now. So after I finished up that circuit, I went right into some heavy partial deadlifts or rack deadlifts. And the reason I do this is because it allows me to focus more on my mid-lower back. A lot of times I do like doing the traditional deadlifts off the ground, but a lot of times if you notice, when you do those deadlifts, you feel a lot more in your hamstrings and your glutes. So when you start with the bar about knee level and you pull like this, you feel the majority of the tension in your mid-lower back. And that was the whole point of this circuit right here. I did 10 straight. I worked my way up to this, but I did a few working sets with 315. When doing the deadlifts with the heavy weight, I like having the overhand, underhand grip. As you can see, my left hand is over, my right hand is under. This allows me to maintain the grip a little bit better. You can experiment with both grips, overhand, underhand grip, both hands over, whatever works for you. After that, I went right into some dumbbell rows. And I had 3 different angles as far as the dumbbell row. You can't really see it right now, but I have a neutral grip, meaning my palm is facing my right inner thigh. I did 5 reps. I switched it to the right hand. Same thing. Neutral grip. My palm is facing my left inner thigh. And my upper body's, I would say, about a 45-degree angle, definitely higher than 90, which allows me to really feel my back and not put too much stress on my lower back as well. The second angle was an overhand grip, more of a traditional row. A lot of times when I do a barbell row, this is how I have my hands, overhand, and it works the back differently, more mid-upper. Did the same thing for the other side. The overhand grip, 5 reps. I let my arm stretch, let the back stretch, and then I squeeze to the top. And for the last round, I did an underhand grip. Really works the mid-lower. So a great way to really get the most out of this superset as far as the rack deadlifts, which was the main focus was the mid-lower back. To finish that up, some underhand dumbbell rows really finished that up well. All right, so after that, I went to the pull-ups, combination of overhand and underhand pull-ups. Now, there's a lot of times when it comes to a back routine, I would tend to do more of a row intensive workout or more of a pull-up intensive workout. This workout, I want to do a little bit of everything. So I did rows, I did deadlifts, I did pull-ups, I did supersets. This is pretty much a complete back routine. So at this point, I was kind of tired. So if this was more of a pull-up intensive workout, I would have had a little bit more for the pull-ups, but I wanted to do a little bit of everything. So I wanted to show you guys how a full back workout would be. So that was the overhand pull-up. This was the underhand pull-up. Similar to with the rows. The overhand is more mid, outer, upper back. The underhand, mid, lower, and outer back. And also because of the underhand grip, your biceps play a bigger role as well. So this is like a really complete upper body movement as far as the pull-up is concerned. So I did 10 and 10. And then after my final burnout was a superset between dumbbell rows and a really extended one-arm kettlebell row. So first, I'm just doing my dumbbell rows right now. The weight wasn't too heavy. I did about 15 reps. And with the overhand grip, as I mentioned, it works the back pretty evenly, mid and upper. And then after what I did, I started with my left arm. And if you notice, the kettlebell is on the outer part of my right foot, and then it finishes up how I would with a typical row, which would be more at the hip as far as my left leg. So it starts on the outer part of my right foot, finishes up on the top of my left hip. Because of that tremendous stretch, it gets the back a little bit differently than if you were to do a typical row. So this is the final thing I did for the back routine, and it was a really good way to burn it out and get somewhat of a unique movement and a really full stretch into the workout. Once again, with the right side, the kettlebell starts on the outer part of my left foot, it finishes up at the top of my right hip. And typically, as I mentioned, when you do the stretch, it's more all on the right side, but once you start on the opposite side and then do the row, it gets that more of a stretch and you get a little bit more out of the workout. Hope you guys enjoy this routine. Hopefully you can try it next time. Let me know how it goes. See you next time.